Hi guys, welcome back to Simply Watching TV. I'm Jade if you're new here, and we are talking about Girlfriend Season 2, Episode 5, Bye-Bye. Let's get into it. So we open up with the irony of Lynn trying to check Vasco about getting a job. Now, isn't this the pot calling the kettle sticky black? Because people had to literally fill out your job application, drive you down to get a job, submit it, and all of that, just so you can actually get one with your 15,000 degrees. Now you over here about to berate this man about not having a job when he not even from here. So like he wasn't coming here to get a job. He was coming here to live on the beach. Now, isn't that funny? Next scene, the girlfriends are at Joan's house without Joan. I'll never get that. Y'all got keys? And like y'all just be letting yourself in like that all willy-nilly? Anyway, they're there supposed to be like supportive of her because like her and Sean just broke up and stuff like that. And of course Toni is like spearheading this whole thing. Of course, you know, full of guilt still from what happened after Jamaica. And you know, she's trying to all like say like, because Maya and Lynn are like, I don't want to stay here. Like, I haven't been out all day. I'm tired. I don't know. She sounds fine. She's good. And Toni's trying to act like, oh, okay, like I know who her real friends are. And Maya always gonna have one in the chamber ready. Talking about, yeah, her real friends are the ones who didn't try to sleep with her boyfriend. True. Absolutely right. Absolutely. Yes. Friends, when I'm going through a breakup, get me the Sade CD. I don't care if we're in the good year of our Lord 2024. Give me a Sade CD and I can put it on the wall, put it in a thing, give me a record player. Buy me the record and I will play it. Like I ain't never heard Sade before. Those of you who know, you know. That's how you know Maya was crooked. Because how are you at your friend's house kicking it, but you lying to your man about being at the store? And you gonna come home with nothing in your hand but a box of chocolates when you've been at the store for at least 2 hours. Why are you lying? You at your friend's house. You're not cheating yet. Lynn, get your grubby hands off of my Sade CD. The only problem you got with your man right now is the fact that he don't want to work. But that should sound familiar, shouldn't it? Toni, not too much dumping after dumping after dumping. Okay, we don't need to go down history and memory lane about how many times I've been dumped. Be a good friend and get out of my house. Vasco, she don't think you trying to take advantage. She knows you're trying to take advantage. Don't scam a scammer, okay? Oh, we're in the episode where Joan really like cuts Toni off because Toni went around town telling all her business about Sean being a sex addict and their relationship. And rightfully so, because have you lost your mind? Why does my boss know that first of all, anything about my relationship? Second of all, that my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, husband, man, fiance, whatever fun thing was a sex addict. Why is that his business? How did that come out? So Joan gathers all the girlfriends over. Well, I don't know if she gathered them all over. Actually, I just think they were over again because you know, again, if you haven't seen this show, or if you have, you'll know that Joan's house was like the get together house. Like everybody hangs out there. So that's cool. But they're all sitting around chit chatting. But to me, it feels like she gathered them around and let them know already. Because as soon as Toni got there, they both like jumped up and left. Not jumped up, but they were just like, oh, gotta go. And it was like, convenient. You could tell Joan was like bothered because usually she's all quirky and charismatic, but she was sitting there cool as a cucumber. Like she was like, I got business to take care of as soon as this girl get over this house, and I'm not stunting you, Lynn, and your man problems again about the irony of it all. You sitting here complaining about a man who won't get a job yet. How long did it take you to get one? You're 36. And I'm dead at, you know, Toni's best and only friend dumping her the same time around the same kind of realm that she was having troubles and her realty company job thing, whatever. So maybe this show would have like had some oomph if we would have just stopped here, like not taking Toni back as a friend just because Donnie McClurkin was singing to us. Like if we would have just if we were just held strong to her not being back in our lives, then maybe we wouldn't have the later issues that we have. But I guess that's the whole point of the show. Was Lynn and Vasco sleeping in a twin or a full? Regardless, both of them was too big to be sleeping in it. Honestly, I get, because it's more than the fact that he doesn't want to get a job. It's also the fact that he don't do nothing, because you couldn't let Maya's mom know and she stays across the driveway. So you waited for me to get home from my job to talk about a pipe. You the man, and you've been here all day. And the landlord lives across the driveway. And then when we finally start talking about you getting a job, the first thing out your mouth is doing Hollywood house tours for the little man that on the Jeffersons. Vasco, please. I don't want to have to kick you out. You know what I mean? And you be sleeping out on the streets on Skid Row. But it will happen, because that's the most ridiculous thing anyone's ever heard. And I'm like, Lynn, how are you going to tell me where the little man from the Jeffersons live when you can't even locate your own landlord who lives across the driveway? Does that make sense? So this is where Joan holds a press conference to let everybody know that she's no longer friends with Toni, and they need to pick and choose, but don't pick and choose. And when I say pick and choose, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, if you're inviting both of us and it's hard for y'all to decide who y'all want to invite, then invite her, don't invite me. That's a little awkward. But here's what I never understood, right? From this whole conversation, mind you, nobody has been Team Toni this entire time. Everybody knows Toni's selfish, Toni's mean, Toni's rude, Toni's spoiled, Toni only uses you for this and that, Toni dogs you out, Toni's not a good friend. The second she finally cuts her off after everybody has been telling her to cut Toni off, then it's like, oh, you're just cutting everybody out of your life with no reason or explanation. No, there's a rhythm and there's a rhyme. I've been friends with her since the 4th grade. She's been stabbing me in the back at least since the 6th. She's been copying off of me since college, and she's been showing me just how much she cares about me by trying to sleep with my boyfriend, and y'all all know about this. Y'all encouraged Joan to hit her back, because that's after Toni put her hands on her in Jamaica. So when I finally get the boss to cut her off, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, why'd you do that? Like, you know how Toni is. Like, I never understood that. And this is not the only time that they do that. Every time they get into a spat and she finally cuts her off, or they just stop being friends, then it's like, Joan, we're so shocked at you. Why would you do that to Toni? And it's like, what? Y'all was just saying the other day, like, oh, I don't know how you guys lasted and became friends this long. I don't know why you didn't kick her to the curb a long time ago. But then it's also weird, right? Because when Toni was going around trying to talk to them and trying to like get some information, they all were making it seem like they understood exactly where Joan was coming from. So it was just weird. I mean, I guess they're fair weather and they want the whole group back. So it's like where they understand why Joan cut her off. They didn't want her to cut her off because it's like, oh, well, we need everybody in the circle to make it complete. Okay, but not at my expense and not at my detriment. Like, if that bitch is gonna be, sleeping with my man and doing all kind of crazy stuff, then I don't want her around. And I don't care how much of a circle you want it to be. It's gonna be a triangle. It's gonna be a triangle. It's gonna be a square. Minus her. Okay, we'll fit William into her spot. Like, come on. We back in the converted garage where Vasco is getting on Lynn's nerves. Fast forward. Oh, and then Joni has a breakdown because she realizes that her and Toni are like not friends anymore, and it's a hard adjustment not having her in her life. Makes sense. Heartbreak, friendships, like long lasting good like friendships, those are heartbreaking when you realize that like, oh, we've outgrown each other, or or when you finally realize that friend has been taking advantage of you a lot, and it's just like, that's really heartbreaking. So I get that little breakdown in the office, right? And then it shifts the whole dynamics again. Like, now your friends that know her through you are also her friends. So it's like, dang, how are they supposed to operate? What are we supposed to do at all these monumental moments in each other's life where both of y'all are going to be invited? Like, what's supposed to happen? It just shifts everything. Still, it's no excuse for being treated like dirt by your friends. Leave off with William and I was about to call him Dr. Swedleson. Mr. Swedleson in the law firm wasting billable hours playing Bop It, Zop It. Remember that game? Bop It, twist it, shake it, dance it. Da-na-na-na-na. Do they sell those anymore? No, huh? That used to be fun. Bop it, zop it. Anyway, you see how I'm wasting time talking about they were wasting those billable hours playing bop it, zop it. But I guess everybody needs an outlet. Catch me back next time talking about Girlfriend Season 2, Episode 6. We'll get into some more drama post Sean, post Toni, and see where that leaves us. Bye, y'all.